Okay, this is homework 4, right? Unit 4, homework number 3. So that's homework 4.3. Question number 11. All right, so let's read it. In a survey of 236 professional athletes, it was found that 112 of them owned a convertible, 91 of them owned a giant screen TV, 109 owned a sporting goods store, 23 owned a convertible in a store, 38 owned a TV in a store, 48 owned a convertible and a TV, 12 owned all three items. Okay, by the way, I am Professor Gibson, so let's go through and do this. I've done a few things to set up working on this. I drew a Venn diagram down here. In the Venn diagram, the circle labeled with a C represents own a convertible, labeled with a T represents own a TV, and labeled with an S represents own a store. If you look at the Venn diagram, you'll see there are 8 separate little areas in it. I've labeled them with Roman numerals 1 to 8. Okay? So now the way these work, especially this is a fairly standard kind of one of these, the very last thing they tell us about is how many owned all 3 of the items or agreed with all 3 items or something. Something were involved with all 3 items in the survey. So, and what they tell you is 12 owned all 3, right? Well, if you look right here in the middle, this sort of shield-shaped area, the place where all 3 of the circles overlap is the Roman numeral 5. So what they just did is they told us Roman numeral 5 has 12 in it. All right, so we're done with that one. So the next one up is 48 own a convertible and a TV. All right, well, convertible's the C, TV's the T. Where do convertible and TV overlap? Well, that's areas Roman numeral 2 and 5, right? So what they just told us is that Roman numeral 2 plus Roman numeral 5, right? That there's 48 of them in there. Let's think about this a minute. They said owned a TV and a convertible, right? So that means they're in both circle C and circle T, convertible and the TV, and the only 2 areas that are in both C and T are the 2 and the 5, right? So 2 plus 5's got to add up to 48. We already learned that 5 has 12 in it, right? So 2 plus 12 equals 48. Subtract 12 from both sides. We now just learned that Roman numeral 2 has 36 in it. All right, so now let's go the previous one. 38 on a TV in a store. Well, T and S, that's TV and store, that's 5 and 6. So they're telling us that 5, Roman numeral 5 plus Roman numeral 6 has got to add up to 38. All right, well, 5 has 12 in it. All right, plus 6 is 38. So they're telling us that Roman numeral 6, 38 minus 12, is 26. All right, so we got that. So we've done own a convertible and a TV. We've now done own a TV in a store. So the one before that is own a convertible in a store. So that's C and S, and that's areas 4 and 5. So 4, Roman numeral 4, plus Roman numeral 5, and that was the one. How many did it say? It says 23. All right. All right. Well, 5 has 12 in it, right? We're just going to do this again. Subtract 12 from both sides. So Roman numeral 4 has 11. All right. So notice the pattern here. We started with the innermost, where all 3 overlap. Now we've just done each of the areas where 2 of them overlap. From this point, we can now do the ones where none of them overlap. Okay, so 109 on a sporting goods store, that's the S, right? So if you look at it, S has the Roman numeral 7, 6, 5, and 4. So Roman numeral 4, plus Roman numeral 5, plus Roman numeral 6, plus Roman numeral 7. That's our S. They just told us that it's 109. Right? Well, notice now we have 4, 5, and 6, but not 7. So we can just put those in. 11 plus 12 plus 26 plus Roman numeral 7. That's going to be 109. We're just kind of building our way there step by step. All right, so that's 49 plus Roman numeral 7 equals 109. Subtract 49 from both sides, that's 70. Okay, see how this is going? So that means we just did this one, we just did the sporting goods store. The one before that is 91 on the TV. Right? So let's go ahead and I'm going to draw a line across there to separate our work a little bit. All right, 91 on a TV. Well, TV is Roman numeral 2 plus Roman numeral 3 plus Roman numeral 5 plus Roman numeral 6. So the only one we don't know in this one is Roman numeral 3, right? This equals 91. So this is 36 plus Roman numeral 3 plus 12 plus 26 is 91. All right, so let's continue with this, and I'm going to add these up. So these add up to 74 plus Roman numeral 3 is 91. Subtract 74 from both sides. Roman numeral 3 is 17. So this gets me 17. All right, so let's go back up to that one. So we've done this one. So the only we've got left is own a convertible. Well, we've got two left. We've got to do own a convertible. That'll get us Roman numeral 1, and then we've got to figure out Roman numeral 8. Okay, so own a convertible. Right, that's the C here. That's going to be Roman numeral 1 plus Roman numeral 2 plus Roman numeral 4 plus Roman numeral 5. And we said that was equal to 112. All right, Roman numeral 1 is the one we don't know. Roman numeral 2 is 36. Roman numeral 4 is 11. Roman numeral 5 is 12. Add it up to, 112. That's 59 plus Roman numeral 1. So Roman numeral 1 plus 59 is 112. So that's going to be, subtract 59 from both sides. That leaves me Roman numeral 1 is 53. So now you'll notice, if you're looking at my list over here, right, here's my list of all of them. The only one that's left is Roman numeral 8, which Roman numeral 8 is out here in the box and it's not in a circle. So what it represents is anybody who was, the professional athletes who were surveyed who didn't own any of these things. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to add, you'll notice, remember that said that 236 people were surveyed? So we just got to add all these up and subtract from 236. Okay? In other words, it's the one that's left, so it's Roman numerals 1 through 7. Right? One plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus Roman numeral 5 plus Roman numeral 6 plus Roman numeral 7 plus Roman numeral 8 equals, and the total was 236. Okay. So then all these 1 through 7, we add those up. Once we add them up, we get 225. All right, so 225 plus Roman numeral 8 equals 236. So that tells us, let's subtract 225 from both sides, and we get that Roman numeral 8 is 11. All right. Now we know how many are in each of the little pieces, right? So now we can answer all of our questions. How many athletes did not own any of the 3 items? Well, not known in any of them was Roman numeral 8, that's 11. How many own a convertible and a TV, but not a store? Well, if you think about it, owning a convertible and a TV, at Roman numeral 2 and 5, but 5 is in the store. So convertible and TV, but not store, is just Roman numeral 2. Roman numeral 2 you see over here is 36. How many own a convertible or a TV? Now, this gets a little trickier, right? Got to figure out convertible or TV. This is Roman numeral. You don't want to overlap anything, right? It's 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6. Right? Those are all the areas that are in both C and T. Or means add them all up, right? So that we just got to add 1 through 6 up. All right, 53 plus 36 plus 17 plus 11 plus 12 plus 26. Just add that up on my calculator while I say it out loud. 155. All right. How many owned exactly one type of item in the survey? Well, owning a single item, like in C here, the ones that own only C is 1, right? The ones that own only the TV, area 3, Roman numeral 3. And the ones that own only the store is Roman numeral 7. So we add those up. Roman numeral 1 is 53, plus Roman numeral 3 is 17, plus Roman numeral 7 is 70. Add those 3 up, we get 140. How many owned at least one type of item in the survey? Well, this is kind of interesting. Really, so this says how many owned anything, right? Well, we've already seen in number 8 that 11 of them own nothing. Okay? So there's 236 total. Right? That's our thing up here, our starting. Minus the 11 who don't know anything. Means that there's 225 of them who own at least one of these things, right? So how many? Last question, how many own a TV or a store but not a convertible? So that's T and S. Well, TV and store was 5 and 6, but 5 is in convertible. It says not a convertible. Excuse me, so we just want Roman numeral 6 for this one. It's 26. 26, all right, that's it. So several steps, right? The method in general, right? Draw your Venn diagram, label your parts, figure out the piece, the total for each single part, and then use that to answer your questions. The most common formal one of these looks just like this. The last one is the triple overlap, the one that's in all of them. You do that one first, then you do the double overlaps, then you do the individual pieces, then you do the total. Well, the ones who don't have anything. All right, I hope that's clear. That is it for this one.